and you feel the love, that don't make him the greatest. Just because you over here dick eating and shit, that don't mean he's the greatest. Just because your homie cut his hair and take pictures and stand like this, it don't mean he's the greatest.
Are you going to
So that right there is Josh's POV of the No Jumper News without Flacco. I think he was going live showing like, look, it's lit in here. We got people that aren't stuttering, and there's nothing wrong with stuttering, but it's just all the other negatives of Flacco that tied together that made it to where he kind of got voted off the island. And yeah, he's probably still gonna do some No Jumper News shows, but Almighty, his first time being A-Mike on the No Jumper News in this era of the No Jumper News, him and Jalise managed to put together a classic episode, a classic No Jumper moment that I can't be more proud to cover for you guys. So we got to get into this. Is it real or is it fake? Is really the question here when it comes to those two bust down Cartier watches that a suspect so proudly wears all of the time. The same two watches literally every day, and in every music video and in every podcast appearance. But if they're real, it's still a flex because it's a lot of money on your wrist if they're real. It's close to $100,000 on your wrist if they're real. You know, combining the price of both watches allegedly, but that's a big if. We're gonna break the whole watch thing down because he went at Sharp about the watch, as you're gonna hear Lush say, as Adam and Lush are talking about it with Munchie B in this first clip that's gonna come up real quick just to set the tone. We're on a little bit of Star Wars action. They closed the night off with the No Jumper Show with Adam, the Viral Way podcast, and Munchie B joining Lush and Adam, right? Instead of Tuesday on Wednesday because they had personal stuff going on and Fed business going on. But yeah, we're going to get into that right now.
Like, you know, it's like
the suspect in Kelpie.
Right. Well, that actually we got monetized because we edited the fuck out of it. But, you know, like.
Suspect got an anger problem. He need to go to anger management.
He's angry.
That is.
He
that was a wild
He just
day.
caught a viral moment today.
He definitely did.
Yeah. Nigga watch exploded, cuz.
Nah, him and Jalise, they were having a huge argument.
But that was today.
That was today.
They got like a sister-brother relationship type.
Something. But he had two watches on, and so he's arguing with her, and he starts banging his wrists together, and one of the watches blows up and explodes. It reminded me of the Ace.
Exploded.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
exploded.
Hold on, what kind of watch explode?
I don't know exactly.
Shout out to
but if you
suspect,
see any diamonds on the ground,
He out there. Where you buy that shit from? That exploded. That's disturbing. They don't sit by me, nigga. You see how 4X just broke his what's that shit called? His bracelet.
Oh,
he broke his bracelet. Nah, he's into aggressive around.
you
Hey,
still karma for making fun of Sharp's watch so much. Sharp's Jay-Z watch.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's what I was thinking. I think Sharp has powers. I think Sharp is sitting at home with a voodoo doll of suspect, and he's poking at the wrist.
The watch.
And he's trying to make something happen because that clip was a gift to Sharp.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Mr. CUCK is more than just a gift to Sharp. It's a gift to all of us in this No Jumper universe, boy. I'll tell you what. I'm excited for this one. I was in Sharp's live chat. Couldn't wait to see what I could use for the video. I only use a little something real quick. I still got to go run it back because I had to get up in this edit. I ain't going to lie. Speaking of the edit, let's get into this clip. This is a classic moment right here in the No Jumper universe, and I can't be more proud to be y'all tour guide today with it. You know what I'm saying? After this clip, we're going to get into, suspect's IG post explaining the watch being broken, and then we're going to get into some more. We're gonna dig all the way into this. It's going to be a deep dive. So buckle up, get your favorite snack, coffee, whatever, and let's get it.
Like this so fake and corny. I don't know what he's talking about. Jalise, you don't know what you're talking about. The feds check paperwork the most because feds give you work on all your priors so they can see if you ever snitched.
Thank you.
Even if you snitched on the state case.
The fact that they paid $10 for
They
that
paid
shit.
$10.
Hey.
This is what they do.
Motherfuckers just been yelling the whole podcast.
All right.
Wrong.
Rico Shore says YBG didn't put no work in those 3 years he lived with Brick because how isn't he a part of this being Brick right-hand man during all this time? No cop, I'm just a journalist. Hockey sticks. Sticks in the chat. Yeah, y'all put sticks in the chat, man. Suspect trying so hard to be the main mic. Be quiet. You whine too much.
They asked me to be the main Mike Flacco gone.
Be quiet.
I thought you were doing good today.
Almighty be holding it down. That's why Almighty's still here.
A little.
Jalise the only
a
one
lot,
who mad.
A little too much with Jalise. but
Fuck
I
all
thought,
that.
like,
We
he
on
started-
anything walking up here. Men, women, children,
Nah,
babies.
hey, hell
we on
nah.
everything walking
Hey,
up
nah,
here.
suspect did that today. Y'all
Fuck you,
crazy.
Almighty
Yeah,
did.
Suspect did what?
He did that. No, I'm just saying, like,
Fuck you,
no,
man.
look, no, look.
Cooked her.
Who?
He spanked you today.
No, he
But
did
look,
not.
listen to what I'm saying.
Spanked you.
I'm saying,
Bad.
even if we take that out of the equation, he had been just carrying.
Hold on,
You know what I'm saying?
he can't-
I ain't gonna
what
lie,
are you talking
gang. You
about?
gotta give him that.
Give me the Jalise.
Yeah,
Hey,
you gotta give him
hey,
that.
tell
was
no,
mad,
hey, tell no
nigga.
jumper to give me the Jalise show, and I'm gonna carry
you,
it.
man.
Almighty wants to. He always has to do too much to get his point across. I don't have to do too much.
No. Do not give her the Jalise show. Who voted for that? Now, we was saying, and by we I mean y'all, because I'm not allowed to comment on No Jumper no more and things like that. But that's neither here nor there. The people have spoken and said no more Flacco, especially not on the No Jumper News, which is basically his own show. But I'll tell you what, the answer is not to give Jalise her own show. She's brought nothing to the table in any conversation that she's ever been a part of on No Jumper, outside of the very first appearance on the No Jumper show. But she's been on the news ever since and literally just sits there quiet and still as a rock until today. I guess she decided she deserves the A mic. I don't know. Shout out to all my normal light skinned folk, but these two light skinned folk are super entitled, and it's about to really show as they go into a whole light skinned battle. Let's get into the best part of this clip right here. As you see, Mr. Badussi all out on the couch, damn near twerking on another man, is getting charged up.
You didn't have no points. You lost.
I did have points because I called my cousin. You only got that
And you
point.
were still wrong.
Okay,
I was
okay,
right.
I'll give you that.
You was wrong,
I'll
of
give you that.
course. You
I'm a
have to.
Scorpio, just
You
like
have
you.
to give me that,
I'll
'cause you
give
were
you that
wrong.
because I'm a Scorpio. So chill the
That
fuck
part, no,
out.
two.
So chill the
Two.
fuck out.
2-0. We 2-0.
Because Almighty always thinks he's right.
I
That's
be
his
right.
problem. You're not
Where was
right
I
all
wrong
the
today?
time. Just
I be
like when he
right.
says the thing about NBA Youngboy, you're wrong.
I be right.
You're wrong. You're not always right.
That's an opinion.
That's
Next.
an opinion. That's an opinion.
All you
love
do is
young
have
boys because both of
opinions.
y'all mamas don't
All
like
you
y'all.
do is have
Get over
opinions.
it.
Okay,
You
I'm
love
sorry.
young boy 'cause
I'm
both
sorry
y'all
that
mamas
your
don't
mom
like y'all.
raised you.
Move on.
I'm sorry that you were raised in a
Exactly.
two-parent
My
household.
point.
You're
I
raised in a
wasn't.
two-parent
I wasn't
household.
raised in a two-parent household.
You're raised in a
I wasn't.
two-parent.
I
Okay.
wasn't.
Okay.
I was. What you're talking about.
Okay. Your mom raised you. Your mom raised you.
Suspect 3-0. Suspect 3-0. Suspect 3-0. Another one. What DJ Khaled said?
Another one. Hey, how many people?
What DJ Khaled said?
Hey.
Another one.
How many people who went through trauma with their
Another one.
mothers though?
Another one.
Just because Almighty
was in
grew
a
up in like
two-parent household,
a
another
prestigious
one.
household,
Another
and
one.
he has some type of culture behind him. He
Another
acts
one.
like this super gangbanger.
Another
Yeah.
one.
All right.
Another one.
All right.
Cooked.
All right.
She's mad
he's
now.
super gang member.
Who said he was gang member? I'm big old pimping. Cooked.
Pimping, or
Another
are you
one.
gang banging? Are you
Another
pimping, or are
one.
you gang banging?
Cooking.
I don't know. With the
She's
static you
mad
be having
now.
on
She's so
so much
mad.
static you be having on the internet. I don't know.
Cooked.
Blood. Is you a gang
Cooked.
member or is you a pimp? Blood.
You're
I'm trying
mad.
To make it, I'm trying to make it make
Cooked.
sense. Is
You
you
don't
a
act like
pimp
a
or
gang
is you a
member.
gang
Thank
member?
you. I don't
Blood.
act like a gang
Is you
I
a
ain't never
pimp
heard
or a
Tommy say
gang
no
member?
gang
Blood.
shit.
Thank you.
Is you
Never
a
heard
pimp
me
or
say
a
no
gang
gang
member?
shit.
Blood.
Cooked.
Is you a pimp or a gang member?
Cooked.
Blood. You walking
She
around with
said
niggas'
blood.
chains
She
gang
though.
bang?
You walking
Right.
around
You
with
saying
niggas'
blood all
chains
day, do
though.
you gang bang?
You
You
walking
saying
around.
blood all day, do you
I'm
gang bang?
affiliated with him.
Yeah, fuck out of here. You ain't
So
from
you don't
nowhere.
gang
Shut
bang.
up.
Yeah.
Stop saying blood. You ain't from
Yeah,
nothing.
where you
Shut up.
from? Where you
Shut
from?
up. You ain't from shit.
Where-
Shut up.
where
I'm
you
affiliated.
He don't
I'm
gang.
affiliated. I'm from nowhere. I don't say blood,
Yeah.
clown.
But-
Clown.
Your mom raised you.
Clown.
Your mom
My
raised you.
boss.
Your mom raised you.
What
Your
your
mom
mama
raised
do?
you.
Thank
My
you.
mom made
Thank you. You're mad. You mad. You mad. You're mad. You mad. You mad. You're mad. You mad. You mad. You're mad. You mad. You mad.
She
You
mad.
mad.
Oh, she
You
mad.
mad. You mad. You mad.
Oh,
You're
she
mad.
Jalise
You're mad.
Chill
You're
out.
mad.
She hot.
You're
Yeah,
Now, I'm not gonna lie, that watch falling apart is hilarious, but him getting as mad as Jalise kind of just shows the maturity level. Like, why are you that mad? You know what? I think I know the answer to this question. I think Mr. Whole bussy out every day. I think he's mad because Sharp just went in on him yesterday or whatever. He in the last 48 hours, Sharp just owned you, called you all types of stuff, exposed that you don't got no whip. We gonna get into that some more in this one too. He exposed a lot. Plus the fans already exposed that you was wearing fake designer clothes. But you try to lean on those watches as, oh, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing as long as I got these watches on. But nah, bruh. Like, your outfits have been, like, historically awful. And now you're over here. This is the nail in the coffin, honestly. Look at the pant pull up. But that watch flying all over the place is the nail in his coffin. There's no way he's escaping the jokes. You're not even 30 years old and you're damn near bald. As Six from Back on Fig said, you've been getting all this rap money supposedly, but you still haven't just gone to Turkey and got the hair. Just go get the hair. You already wearing a watch from Turkey. Yeah, you wearing a watch from them alleys in Turkey, where you could go get whatever luxury watch you want. They got the good rap. You're already wearing reps. So what does it matter? You might as well just complete the package. Hellcat is your manager. That's an L. That's an L. I'm pretty sure Kathy wearing reps too. At this point, your whole camp is looking suspect. So it's like, man, you can't make this shit up. You gave us more ammo to roast you. And the craziest part is, before like the last 2 weeks, I was starting to pick suspects out. I was saying, he has good talking points on the No Jumper show. I want to see him get more opportunities. But I'm disappointed now. You done let Clips down, bro. You done let me down. This is what you do with the opportunity? This is what you do with the opportunities? Make an absolute fool of yourself? You up here bringing up this girl's childhood trauma, talking about your mother doesn't love you and this and that. That's crazy. She didn't say nothing so disrespectful that warranted the disrespect of how she was brought up. Like, that's going too far. And then you expect for that to just be cool? Like, people just gonna let that fly? Nah, bro. You're in the wrong. You're foul. And you got instant karma with that watch flying apart. You thought you was making a joke out of Jaleese. And I don't care for Jaleese as a podcaster. I don't know her as a person. But you try to make a joke out of her, and you ended up becoming the butt of the joke. You're the joke of the week, for real. Charlamagne should give you Donkey of the Day if he still does that. I haven't watched The Breakfast Club in a minute, but if he's still giving out Donkeys of the Day, this nigga right here, he looks like a donkey too. But he deserves it.
What are you talking about? Oh, because you're mad? You're mad? You're mad?
Who mad?
Who a real
I'm great. I can
gangster,
call my
though?
mama.
You a gangster?
You're not a real gangster.
I'm not a gangster.
Then stop saying blood. Stop saying blood. Where you from? Where you from? Where you from? Then stop saying blood.
Really though? Mr. A. Mike Sus, this is what we're doing when you know that it's hot right now at the No Jumper offices? It's as hot as it's ever been. Hot as hell. As the very bottom of hell. And you out here trying to get her to gangbang on camera? That's wild. That's a Flacco move for real. Like, what's going on? I thought Sus cared about his people more than that. He trying to get old girl locked up.
Stop saying blood. How? You said you're affiliated. You're not from nowhere. Where's she from?
She fuck with 2-1, EBK in them?
Where is she from?
Stop playing with me, though.
Where are you from?
I don't hear.
Where are you from? You've been played with. You've been played with. You've been played with. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
Niggas running their mouth talking about my watch broke, my watch fucked up, not broke, not fucked up. Cardi's come off and on for the band, you feel me? If you trying to change it, diamonds, regular, whatever. We finna put it on and put it apart for niggas.
Well, yes, it's true that they come with interchangeable bands or whatever. They come with an extra band. You could buy all the ones that fit on your model. If you got the bread to buy all the extra straps, you can. But it's not necessarily for putting diamonds on it. The smart thing to do would be to keep all the genuine parts and put some rep parts on to bust down the rep parts, put that on the authentic movement, and keep your authentic parts in the box. That's the smart thing to do. I don't know if Sus is really all that smart, though. We've only seen him wear his the same way that he always wears them. Let me let his little Instagram story that he's trying to cop his plea. We're gonna let him finish that up, and then we're gonna get into some research, some forum post from some watch owners that own these Santos series watches, and we're gonna look into Suspect's watch history because it's looking real crazy when you really look at his Instagram feed in detail. Just looking at the watches, it's looking nuts.
The Dallas. We're gonna take it apart again. Got me fucked up.
Now see, I don't think we got him effed up at all. I think most of the people that started firing off jokes about his watch breaking, even if we don't own one of these watches, most of us know the features of these watches because there's this good old app called YouTube that all of this is taking place on. People like me, I'm not the only person like me that watches people buy Cartiers and buy Rollies and watch people review Cartiers and stuff like that go onto the Cartier website and look at the models and see what the price is, stock from the factory or whatever, from the assembly line. Just because we don't own it doesn't mean that we don't know the main feature that sets it apart, aside from looking different than Rolexes with the form factor, is that you can take off the band easily. They made some quick release design that makes it like a luxurious Apple Watch in a way. Like we all know that decided to comment on this this broke dude buying reps, his watch done flew off his wrist. At the end of the day, Suspect, that's not a valid enough explanation as to why your watch flew off your wrist when all you did was clap your hands. Those things are supposed to be made more reliable than that. Now, if you don't believe me, I got some research for you to look at, and maybe you might change your mind if you don't believe me. You might want to side with Sus and, but oh no, he's got enough money to have a real Cartier. Maybe not. I don't pocket watch to that degree. I do like pocket watching, but to that degree, no. But clapping and your shit flies off, I don't know where they do that at, other than made in China. You paid $500 to $750 for the watch, or if you're really a sucker, you bought it from a jeweler that paid $500 to $750, and that jeweler then sold it to you for $2,000 to $3,000. Yeah, you'd have helped their profit margin, and that's what I'm pretty sure happened because, as y'all seen from the thumbnail, if I leave the thumbnail the way I designed it originally, bro was so proud to tell Sharp, tag your jeweler, hashtag tag your jeweler, all that nonsense he was spitting. It looks like your jeweler finessed you, brother. There's a reason why your jeweler doesn't post any of their so-called famous customers, and they're based in LA. What jeweler in LA is serving somebody that works at No Jumper and isn't reposting their post that's hashtagging their jeweler? Well, Suspect's jeweler, JD the jeweler, they might need to come in for an interview because it's not making sense. It's not adding up. We need to see the paperwork. We need the jeweler to be proud to serve human beings because right now it's looking like a finesse. That Instagram's looking kind of shady. But let's check out these little facts that I got, and then let's watch Sharp respond to what we all seen take place in the morning. All right, so bro had music, so I had to mute that. But this is somebody unboxing, and you see the prices at the bottom, but they're unboxing some reps that they bought from India of a similar model watch that Suspect owns. And it looks pretty good, right? But basically, they're saying what you could resell it as, or, if you just wanted to get two for cheap, you $1,400, and you could double wrist up just like big six-figure sus. And it looks like you're wearing a house down payment, and really you're not. So now let's get into these facts from like the comment sections and the like Redditors and stuff, right? All right, so right here's just two simple YouTube comments from people that claim to own, some model of a Cartier Santos, and this is just a video explaining the quick release on the wristband or whatever that would be called officially, right? And they're saying, pay attention now, that it's actually really difficult to do. The videos make it look real easy. Suspect made it look real easy in his Instagram video, but people that own genuine ones are saying it's not that easy, which would make sense because if you're making a watch that you're selling for 30 bands, up to 30 bands retail, you would think that it doesn't just come off your hands from clapping 1, 2, 3. The little clap should not make that expensive of a I almost said car because it costs the same as a car. That watch should not be flying off your hand too easily. Let's get on to our next slide, though. And so in this slide, we have somebody who claims to have bought a $438 rep from from one of these websites or whatever, from a manufacturer, that they're in a Reddit forum or something talking about it. And they're saying that the shipping was trash, whatever. We don't care about that. What we care about is highlighted. Second issue is the strap will not stay on. It has fallen off my wrist twice so far due to the strap literally coming off the watch. That sounds familiar. So the reps, it's real easy for the strap to come off to where it even comes off unintentionally all the time. Whereas the real deal, you have people alleging that it's very difficult to even intentionally remove the strap, almost to the point where it's frustrating, to where they'd probably almost rather have to chisel out the little pins instead, like on most watches. So that's interesting. They're saying that it won't grab the clasp, it won't. The quick release will not grab onto the case itself; just slips right off. Interesting. And they're asking, does anyone else experience this? And I would assume that when you buy a rep from this other place, you're not getting no refund on your 438. You got to watch that should cost you 30 bands to 20 to 30 bands for right under $500, my boy, or with shipping $500. No, see ya. Thanks for the 500. In China, whatever that converts to, you just made some Chinese person rich. Congratulations, you played yourself. And it seems like Suspect may have not gone the route of buying it directly online, but he follows this kind of shoddy jeweler where it's just a bunch of, like, a lot. Not every jeweler shows their face. Not every jeweler is Moses the jeweler or whatever, a celebrity jeweler, where the jeweler themselves is a celebrity. But my boy, it's a red flag if the page isn't posting somebody that's on a platform that has 5 million subscribers that would also be interested in buying some bust down watches potentially. No Jumper has a huge audience. I'm sure some of y'all would be interested in buying, even maybe even plain Jane, whatever, Rollies, all that. It's looking kind of crazy. And then the fact that there's testimonies of people saying my shit done flew right off as well, but I bought a rep, is looking like you bought a $500 watch and paid, according to you, you paid 20 bands. I think he probably paid like 2,500 and knew he was buying something that wasn't priced for genuine, but said, oh, it's a good enough fake. You said it's the lowest quality diamonds, for sure. It's diamonds though, right? It's not moissanite, for sure. But anyway, so now we're gonna get into the next slide, and then the price of skeleton Cartier. The skeleton Cartier price is important for what is to come. So just keep this in mind. I'm gonna put it in there too, but just keep in mind what we're about to see after this slide. All right, so this slide is for sure Reddit, and it's somebody responding, I believe, to a person asking like, "Hey, my dad's watch. He almost accidentally threw away his Cartier Santos because it popped off the wristband when he was throwing away the trash. Does anybody know if that's like a known issue with these watches?" And it looks like it's not really a known issue because they already addressed the issue and basically updated the design of the watch. So as you see towards the bottom of this paragraph, he's saying that he's pretty sure Cartier will pay for you to ship it out to France and replace it free of charge. So my thing is this. If Suspect has a genuine Cartier Santos or 2, or, based off his Instagram history, 3, why not send it into Cartier itself? And if you didn't buy it directly from Cartier because that has a long wait time, that's understandable. A lot of people, that's what jewelers are for, right? They have some that you could get secondhand from various different conditions will determine your price, but you know that you're buying from an authorized dealer, an AD. That's how you know you're buying something that is legit. They go through the process of authorizing it for you before they put a price tag on it. And you can even negotiate said price. And you can make trades and all types of things like that, okay? So Suspect's first response in that Instagram video is to show, look, no, they come apart, But we've seen more than just a wristband and a dial fly. We've seen like 4 different pieces were flying around. So you lost some stones too. That doesn't quite make sense. Watches are made to be pretty durable. I know the Cartiers, especially if it's an older Cartier Santos, doesn't have the best waterproofing, but they're still waterproof. They're still very expensive watches. 6 bands isn't cheap even. And if you get stones along the way, then for sure, you still end up paying for those stones over time, yada, yada. Source the diamonds, yada, yada, right? But the problem with Suspect's reaction isn't, oh, it's all good, I got all the paperwork, I'm going to send it to the AD, or I'm going to send it to France itself, and it's going to get taken care of for free or for very cheap, since it's legit. His response is, let me just show that my shit ain't fake, which is making me think it's fake. It's looking fake. So speaking of fake and authorized dealers and things like that, that's our segue into Sharp, who's going to take a slight victory lap. He's still held back on him for real, but he's going to take a slight victory lap and show us some very important paperwork regarding his own jewelry. So let's check it out real quick.
Let's give a round of applause because everybody's been so great tonight. Yeah. Round of applause to everybody, man. I love all y'all. I appreciate everybody for being here tonight. I appreciate everybody for being here. Come on, give yourself a round of applause, man. Come on. Yes. Yes. Round of applause. Nothing but the real, man. Love everybody. Or fake jewelry. I think this one's to the watch. This one to the watch right here, man. Shit, federal appraisal. Shit, at least it's not the feds. It's just federal appraisal. Psh, thank God for me. Let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that. Got my name up there at the top. Let's see if we can get that in there with that light. You know what I'm saying? Got the name at that top. Shit. That's all. Praise. Let's talk about my jewelry. I guess. I don't know. It's not much. The watch doesn't cost a fucking lifetime of savings, but,
Hey, it doesn't cost a lifetime of savings like the alleged rep that Almighty decided to not just get one, but he got 2 of them. So you running around with darn near 100,000 on your wrist, left and right, but it's flying apart like that. Come on now, that's a nice jab right there. That's a nice jab, Sharp.
I keep a couple certificates. At least I know if anything happens to this motherfucker, like let's just say he wants to blow up, just on my wrist and just had this weird ass expiration date. At least I know I can go and they're gonna have to take care of me for it, Right or wrong, Chad? That's what this does. That's what this piece of paperwork does. Federal Appraisal Association.
That piece of work also helps tremendously when you go and if Sharp decides, hey, I want to resell this watch, I want to sell it to an authorized dealer. It makes the process a lot easier. They're gonna know that the stones are all what they say they are, or what he says they are. We've seen, I think it said VS1 or VS2 on there, so it's like, okay, these are what they are. This is what the price was when you got it, and based off of the price of the stones and the precious metals in the model of the watch, he might be making a profit even when he goes to resell it, or he might be making a little less than what he paid, but it's still gonna be like 9 bands. You can always use that towards trade to where it's 10, and you only got to come 1,000 out of pocket for something else that you may want, or whatever the case may be. Rolexes are a good investment. They, they're tried and true. Is what they make. Rolly makes Rollies. That's all they make. Cartiers are dope, but they make other things. So as far as what's gonna stand the test of time, I'm still leaning Team Rolly, but a Cartier is nice as well, especially if it's not a $500 one. Because we could all get a $500 Cartier right now. That's not a flex. A 6-band, 10-band, 12-band, that's a flex. Most people don't just have an extra $12,000 to spend on a watch. But let's let Sharp finish up, and then we're gonna get into this YouTuber I found while searching for this. He went to like a jewelry store. It looks like some place down south, so probably the type of jewelry store that Hellcat be shopping at. And Almighty's gonna be having plenty of opportunities to do this when he's in Dallas. And just because it's a jeweler don't mean it's legit. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why they don't post no celebrities on their page, because they don't want to get called out by them people that be watching the jewelers on Instagram that say, hey, no, this is some fugazi that you just sold them. So we're gonna check that out after Sharp gets done with his victory lap.
Appraisal certificate. Date issued October 4th, 2023. So I got this one. We'll be in 2025. Serial number, everything there. 15 carats VS2s. Automatic wine. Color G. Pass all the grading scales, 100%. Hey, I ain't gonna hold y'all, right? I need me like 8 of them watches. Them are great ass gag gifts, right? I got like 4 bitches I want to give them out to right now. And then when they blow up, I don't even want them to think I even want anything to do with the watch. Keep it. And then just one day, I want that bitch to be at a place that everybody sees it. Everybody. Everybody sees it. And she's up in there popping that shit, talking all that shit. And then as soon as she go and she clap 3 times, that motherfucker go kaboom.
Look, that uncle over there, look, Gerald. Dude that be at the mall.
Let's show him.
All right, y'all. So we here.
I got this here for you.
What y'all looking for some clothes?
When you'll be back, I got this here just for you.
The thicker one is not gonna go in there. That's thick.
I think that's what you brought out. I think when you get there this
because look, I want you to think it's good for you. I could bring the thin one.
We can say I ain't gonna lie, too little.
Longer?
This is BS?
No, I'm saying it's so long.
Yeah, BS. Sir, that's longer?
Damn. You heard what he said?
He said what?
This is the boys' night.
Oh, it is?
That's the one that if he don't like you or don't know you, he gonna try to get it off for the real price. Or if you're a real dummy, you gonna think you getting a deal and you gonna pay 3 bands for it, not realizing that he didn't set none of them stones himself in that back room. In the back room of this, they got a bunch of packages from Alibaba. They done found them a good vendor, like what thousands of YouTubers will teach you how to do. I don't condone that behavior, but there is YouTubers that do condone that behavior and will teach you how to get it off to where you can be the jewelry man. You can sell your colognes, your jewelry, your fake Hellstar, your fake spider. All the things that Almighty gets caught with the wearing. he gonna get you. This dude gonna get you right here. I don't even know if that Tommy Hilfiger on his joint is real. Look like he ironed it on himself.
Oh, that's crazy. I seen it.
How much is that one? How much is that?
I seen a YouTube video and dude was comparing them, and you can't even tell.
I mean, this one is the cheaper quality. I have the other one.
I'm trying to keep both of them going.
I think
This one more than like 2.
This one is
So if you test them though, they'll test positive.
Oh my God, niggas been getting all.
It's not just about it being moissanite though. That's just what's making it shine, what making it dance, right? And what's gonna get past the diamond tester if there's somebody out chasing clout when you outside with your moissanite on, you don't gotta worry about them cheap diamond testers picking up on it. But see, what it's really about too is that everything on that watch is not genuine. If you really having money and you really be outside, it's not a bad idea to get one of these as your outside version of the watch, and then when you in places where you're comfortable, you wear the real one. Or, like I said before, if you want to bust down, put the bust down moissanite on the genuine movement, the joint that actually has the actual Cartier battery on the inside. You switch the parts out and shit. If it's gonna fit on there, if the screws ain't all funky, then you're in the game. That's the smart thing to do. Or these jewelers, when some idiot goes and buys a genuine skeleton Cardi for 30 bands and comes into a jeweler and says, I want you to put some stones in it. In order to put stones in a watch, they got to drill little holes in it, which is going to take the value down. Now, Cartiers don't really lose that much value bust down if it's bust down correctly, even being custom. But for the most part, it's an L, especially with Rolexes and stuff, especially drilling into gold. But the smart people, instead of drilling into the real deal, the parts that you want the stones on, just get a good rep like that to where you're putting some random metals on it. It looks like the real deal. You got the real deal movement. But see, if he was to buy this watch, and we'll see at the end, I'm pretty sure he doesn't buy it. But if he was to say, yeah, I'm going to give you 2 bands for it, bro, because I do business with you all the time, and I want one of these, it would be stupid because you can go and find it online exactly like how the so-called jeweler did, right? But if he were to do it, you're buying a Secchio. You're paying 2 bands for a Secchio battery on the inside, Secchio movement, and it just says Cartier on the front. So what's the point? You can just go and make this yourself. You can go get a Secchio mod kit and make this yourself for hundreds of dollars instead of spending 2 bands. Or you can just go and buy from somebody that already modded a Secchio on Alibaba like the jeweler did. So my theory is that suspect got finessed not once but multiple times, and these are just the better versions of his rep watches. And we're going to get into that right when this video ends.
What y'all think?
What you gonna break?
People wear them on the right or the left?
On the left.
That's the. But if you want the real one, something like this will cost you like 20,000. That's the longest one we have. If you want other wide, I can get you. And if you want this, we could 16,500, 17. But the gold one around 20,000 because right now the gold price is super high. Like I'm talking about
that one right there nasty. I ain't gonna count.
That's what I said. I like the extra gold on it.
Yeah, that's short.
But this time, that's the one.
Come here and reach for the camera. Yeah, that bitch hard. I wouldn't be able to rock it just because it's fake though.
Bracelets though, you got like bracelets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you need a 22
Richard Mille, nigga.
You don't have 22 inch.
Probably like a bracelet.
That's 22 inch.
See what that Rich Mille look like. Let me see what that look like on.
If you can find 2 matching chains.
2 matching chains.
Richard Mille's don't be like that though, do they? Be blinged out like this. They don't be like that.
Some options you can get them. If you want, you can get them.
Nah, nigga, I spent $250 on a watch. I don't want my shit like that.
W cameraman. That rep Richard Mille looked mad goofy. That one didn't have the right form factor to it. Them Cartiers was looking kind of right, but that Mille, hell no. And really, his whole store looked nice, but it don't at the same time. It's crazy how that goes. But now we're gonna get into this quick little video from Moses the jeweler. And then we're going to get into some more like slideshows type stuff real quick. That's just chronicling suspects' very suspicious Instagram watch activity over the years.
Of course. That's not even. You want it? Of course. Yeah, there's a set.
Mazal, my brother. Mazal, my brother. Good job. Enjoy. Done. Another one sold. Boom. He just picked up 11,000. I think we're gonna pass our goal today. No, you think so or no? We could pass $1 million. $5,000.
I see that young brother right there got one on Black Friday. The Black Friday deal, 11,000. I don't know what it would have normally been priced, and keep in mind that's like secondhand. And Tracks NYC, we got a little clip from him explaining how he priced his Cartiers coming up after this suspect Instagram stuff that we just have to get into. So you done seen a good fake, or a decent fake, I should say, and then you've seen the real deal. Now let's see what suspect used to be wearing, which, spoiler alert, it was a Cartier skeleton. That's the point of that screenshot earlier, right? Is that suspect was originally out and about wearing Cartier skeletons, but it doesn't end there. So let's check this out real quick. All right, so this was the thumbnail from one of his music videos, and as you see, that skeleton looks a little sketchy. I'm no expert, but those diamonds don't look right on the dial, and just the way they're set, it looks fugazi, and honestly, the quality looks fugazi. Now, the reason why I was also tipped off to this is look at the date here. What is it? May 2nd, 2024, right? So this is hustling backwards, essentially, what suspect is doing, because the skeleton is worth more than both of those models that he wears now. You know, one of the ones being the one that exploded, and the other one didn't explode. But in theory, suspect switched up and went from wearing a $30,000 watch to wearing two like $11,000 to $20,000 watches, right? Depending on how well the diamonds are set and what quality of diamonds. In theory, that's if they were to be real, right? But again, if they were real, that strap probably wouldn't have blown like that easily. People that have them, that allegedly have these same Santos watches, have difficulty taking off the strap because at one point it was too easy, and the manufacturer upgraded them all for free. So if you start having issues, you get upgraded for free. But now look at this. Look at this Rolex, bro. Look how loose those links are on suspect's Rolex. That is disgusting, and that's that skeleton again. But rewind and pause for the close-up on that Rolly. Just a little side note.
Amazing Cartier watches. These are becoming more and more popular by the day. We'll talk about exactly why that is, and we'll talk about the prices, what you should do, how you should buy it, how you could get your hands on it, what the story there is. So this is kind of the big boy right here. I'm here with Danny. He's gonna help me price out and explain exactly what's going on. You got the plain Jane, and then you got the iced out version. Starting with the iced out version, Danny, this takes about 24 carats of diamonds to ice out one of these watches. How much is a timepiece like this?
So this timepiece goes for about $26,000. This is a full flower setting. Why don't you zoom in and take a look at the beautiful work on every single link. All right, flawless setting, all the way down to the buckle. Side diamonds, the case is fully iced out, very nice and clean.
All right, so I mean, the price on this you said was?
About $26,000, $27,000, depending on when you're looking to get it.
So $26,000, $27,000 for a big boy Cartier. This is the largest one now.
Before the GOAT, one of the GOATs in the jewelry game, Tracks, continues, keep in mind that suspect supposedly had a skeleton bust down that retails at 30 bands. So even if in theory, if that was a Cartier skeleton that they just showed us instead, which it was not. They showed us a $6,000 retail watch that got bust down properly, and it actually made the value go up by putting the diamonds in correctly and the beautiful work that they just displayed to us. But a plain Jane, which is right next to it, is what, like 6 to 8 bands retail, right? So that's wild work. That's nasty work that you're wearing a watch that retails at 30 with, let's say those diamonds are real. It's a terrible job still. So you depreciate it instead of going up. But let's get back into this video because it's very informative.
The cool thing is that this watch right here in plain Jane is roughly $6,500. You could put a beautiful diamond bezel on here. You could ice out the case. You could ice it out little by little. It's a highly recommended timepiece, right? These are great quality watches for the price that you're gonna pay. But what about the movements on these, right?
These are automatic movements. These are
self-winding
self-winding automatic movements, the standard Cartier Santos model.
All right, so you know, for a Rolex for $6,000, $7,000, I mean, you're also in the plain Jane. You can get a stainless steel Jubilee band type deal for that. But the Cartier is a different class, and now that they're becoming popular, it would be good to get your hands on it before the prices go up, because everyone's rocking Cartiers nowadays, and all of a sudden they're on the map.
Absolutely. Well, something.
But we also want to be straightforward. I don't want to sit and spend, you know, 3 hours trying to talk to somebody and about a watch and tell them this, tell them that. You want a timepiece? Here it is. Here are the prices. Yes, yes, no, no. That's pretty much as simple as it is. Around $6,500 for a piece like this. If you want it, live chat. Say, hey, I saw this watch for $6,500 in a video. You still got it? The guys will check. If we have it, we'll be ready to roll. If you DM, we'll be ready to roll. What else?
Another really great deal. One of our best sellers, the Plain Santos non-chrono. Now I see these watches selling for the mid 20s, high 20s. We have them for about $23,500, fully busted down.
All right, $23,500 and iced out. Now, these are done by two different setters. I personally like the quality on this one better, right? All right, so we have two different setters, and the setting on this one has a little bit more pop, and the stones on this one has a little bit more pop. So no two Cartiers are the same. Did you notice that yourself when you looked at it through the camera lens, right? We have a nice high quality camera for you to see. Some people want to take a little shortcut, want to make an extra $1,000. You can't tell the difference, but I'm telling you exactly what it is. It doesn't matter, because we're going to charge you fairly for what you're getting. Some people want to make extra money. I don't want to make any extra money. I want to build a reputation for you know, quality and the right price with the right clientele.
Another thing is, so going from here to here, right? You have the same watch, except it's done completely differently. And something I want to give you guys a really close, in-depth look to. So you have here a full pave diamond dial.
Now these two look the most similar to what Suspect be rocking. So let's pay attention closely now. And I'm sorry, there's no better picture, but it's he put this weird filter on the picture, probably because people zoomed in like how I did on those old pictures. But like I said, if he really so-called upgraded to these two Cartiers, he's hustling backwards in a way, because you had a skeleton Cartier Santos and you downgraded to get two instead of one. Why would you do that? The skeleton is worth more. That's more of a flex, is to have that skeleton bust down if it was bust down proper, like these two examples, which obviously from the picture that I showed y'all, it is not a proper bust down at all. It looks like a Temu bust down, which is wild when you're supposed to be Mr. Six Figure sus.
Okay, whether you get Roman, Arabic, or these letters, you can change the color on the enameling. So this has red, this has blue. All right. Then we're going to go down to the baguettes. All right. So this one has the baguettes on the bezel here. This one does not. Slight price difference, but overall pretty much the same. All right. Let's go to the back of the piece. The baguettes end at the clasp. So I'm going to give you guys a price for these timepieces here.
All right. So again, I mean, orange Arabic numerals here. You could have them black Arabic numerals. You could have a picture of your face on there, but it takes time to put this together. You got to realize that, you know, how much are these?
About $35,000.
Right? The setter has to do this. The faces are interchangeable. That's cool, but people order iced out watch. You don't want to be over the shoulder of a diamond setter telling him faster. The guy wants it overnight tomorrow, because he's going to take shortcuts on the setting. He's not going to be able to finish it on time. He's going to be able to rush it. Stones are going to fall out. Be patient with your jewelry. Be patient with your orders, okay? Don't stand over the shoulder of the guy. It takes 4 weeks. It takes 4 weeks. You're going to wear it for a lifetime. What difference does it make if it takes 4 weeks or 5?
Now, he said about $35,000 for one of those at the end. So maybe it's not hustling backwards. Maybe it was an upgrade. I thought that the skeleton was the most expensive that I seen on their website. Let me go double check that real quick. Hold on. All right, so I was way off. Look at that. It is a skeleton though, but 200 bands. 200 bands for the most expensive, and it's just crazy. These prices are nuts. So yeah, you're a fool if you bust down the 200 band one, especially improperly. But regardless of which skeleton Suspect supposedly had, it looked like a piece of shit compared to what we just seen, is my main point. And then there was like one non-skeleton up there in that price echelon, which is, I guess that's what they were talking about for the 35 bust down. because when done right, it's gonna still hold its value or be very close to the retail price at least. The way Suspects watches look, it looks like it went down in value, which is what we're used to hearing when you hear about busting down certain watches. And like the dude who said in the jewelry shop with the Moissanite watch, why would I bust down a $250,000 watch? If I'm paying that much for it, it's perfect as is. That's like putting your own little taste onto a Lambo. What for? What you need to change the rims for? It came off the lot Lamborghini. You don't need to change the rims on a Lamborghini, brother. Oh yeah, and so speaking of rims on a Lamborghini, let's just get educated on the different classes of diamonds. So if any of y'all want to bust down a watch, or even myself one day want to bust down a watch, we don't make it lose value. Hopefully, we can add value or retain value at least.
So this diamond just came in. There are 4 C's when it comes to grading diamonds. There's the color, the clarity, the cut, and the carat. This accounts for about 90% of the diamond price. See the diamond shape? Obviously it's a round brilliant. Let's put it on the scale. 1.000 carats. Alright, that puts us right here. Next we're going to take a look at the diamond's clarity. That just means when we look inside the diamond, what kind of imperfections are we looking at? Are there feathers? Are there inclusions? This stone, it's pretty clean. Okay, so there's 11 clarity grades, and this is going to put us at about a VS2. Next, we're going to talk about the color grade. The color starts at D, so ABC is out. D means it's completely colorless, it's a white diamond, and as the diamond is introduced to more and more nitrogen, more and more of a yellowish hue, so it goes all the way down to a Z. What I have here is a set of master stones. These aren't actually diamonds, but what they do is they represent each diamond's color, so a D, E, F. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to match this diamond to
All right, so that's good stuff right there. That's good stuff. It's real detailed things, and some things are looking real funny in the light. Some things are looking real funny in the light. Wrist explosion or not, that shit's crazy. Just going through bro's Instagram history with them watches is crazy. But now we're at the end of the video, sadly, right? I'll see you on the next one. But before we go, the bonus clip. It's 2 bonus clips. One has to be without sound, because Suspect put some of his music on it, so we're gonna have to mute that. But it's Suspect and his little pocket bikes, his mini bikes. He thinks he's still a 15-year-old in the city. But I also included some pictures of Suspect at a gas station. Why? Because from what we know, he doesn't own a car, but he supposedly is running around with 2 $30,000+ watches. Based off of what our boy Track said, he's running around with about 70 to 75,000 on his wrist, depending on how well those diamonds were set. But so Suspect, there's patterns when you go on his Instagram. He does something that's like broke dude activities. He gets roasted, and then part of the roast is like other businesses reaching out and saying, hey bro, I could get you right. Hit me up instead. Do business with me instead. So then he does businesses with them instead. But you still on some BS for real when you think about it. And that's basically the pattern I'm trying to point out with this whole watch debacle. Where now the 2 watches that he has now, they look better than what he was wearing before. With the Rolex with too much space between the links, and the so-called skeleton Cartier that for sure looks like a Temu Cardi that he probably spent $250 on, $250 that is, not $250,000. And yeah, it's just the diamonds were looking kind of wild the way they were set, and so he goes and does instead one. I don't know why those posters still up with those watches, because you went from supposedly having a bust down skeleton to supposedly having these other 2 watches that, even if you didn't mean to buy reps this time, I think they're reps. And the way that thing broke, based off of the accounts that we saw from other people online that claim to own reps and claim to own genuine Cartier Santos, it all kind of adds up that Suspect's 2 watches are most likely fake. Just like the clothes that he was found to be wearing were fake, and things like that. But he was also riding this like homeless looking mini bike, and it was embarrassing. He had his whole bussy out again, of course, while cruising down the streets of Burbank. But we still have not seen this man pull up to work with a vehicle. I think he threw it in the back of Lush's Range Rover and decided to have fun with it as he waits for the big boy show to finish so he could do the music stream. He decided to swerve and bend the corner on the mini bike that can't go over 15 miles per hour. And at the end of the day, there's a documented history of his fugazi behavior. And thank you for watching.
This shit is fucking hard. What the fuck?
Any nigga from LA, they know. They no cap, y'all know what's going on, man, you feel me? Big size guy, 6 figure size, all that, man. My shit was fucked up, you feel me? Niggas fucked it up, but my boy got me right, no cap, you feel me? I try to get that motherfucker in one pull, too. I ain't no expert, you feel me? We're gonna see. Ah, that's my fault.
He thought he was in control. How wrong he was.